Welcome to the BioWhisperer channel. Our topic today is on a perspective overview of the genomic surveillance of COVID variants of concern, which is important to advancing our understanding of the Omicron strain, which is as of this video spreading around the globe. So starting with the terminologies on the screen: variants being monitored, variants of interest, variants of concern, and high concern. Let's explore these in this video. Since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, new variants were progressively reported with varied transmissibility and disease severity. This is due to the evolution of the genetic lineages of SARS-CoV-2, and their emergence around the world has prolonged the pandemic. Monitoring COVID-19 requires strategic public health approaches. Namely, in terms of routine epidemiological investigations by laboratory studies, as well as research efforts towards tracking changes in the virus genetic sequence-based surveillance. In terms of classification of variants, the current focus by the World Health Organization and other supporting government agencies, such as the US CDC, has been focusing on the rapid characterization of emerging variants. Alongside research efforts in actively monitoring the variant's potential impact on critical SARS-CoV-2 countermeasures, pharmaceutical companies are progressively coming up with countermeasures, which include vaccines, therapeutics, and diagnostics tests. Currently, there are four major categories of classification, which are variant being monitored, termed as VBM, variant of interest, termed as VOL, variant of concern, termed as VOC, and variant of high consequence, termed as VOC. I would thank you for helping to share your love for this science channel by clicking the like button and subscribe for future updates. Myself and my team of fellow retired educators, Dr. Biotech Whisperer's team of 4 curators including Dr. Owl, will love to hear your comments and suggestions for future topics. With that out of the way, let's continue the discussion. Starting with the first category, also known as the variant being monitored, VBM, these refer to strains previously in circulation, which are currently no longer detected or at low circulating levels. There still exists potential impact on approved or available medical countermeasures, though the variant does not pose significant risk to public health. For instance, the B.1.427 Alpha in the early 2020 pandemic was a variant of concern, but was downgraded to a VBM later. Variant of interest typically require one or more appropriate public health actions, such as enhanced sequence surveillance, laboratory characterization, and epidemiological investigations. These variant poses specific genetic markers that are predicted to affect transmission, diagnostics, therapeutics, or immune escape. Besides that, there is clear evidence supporting increased proportion of cases or unique outbreak clusters. For instance, the B.1.427 Epsilon was a variant of concern on 19 March 2019-2021. But was downgraded to a VOL on 26 February 2021 by the US CDC, and later to VBM on 21 September 2021. Omicron, the B.1.1.529, is a new SARS-CoV-2 variant that was designated as a variant of concern by the WHO on the 26th November 2021. There is evidence supporting an increase in transmissibility, resulting in more severe disease. Evidence of significantly decreased neutralization by antibodies generated during previous infection or vaccination also highlighted the reduced effectiveness of treatments or vaccines. There is also widespread interference with diagnostic test targets, as well as evidence of reduced vaccine-induced protection from severe disease. Variants of high concern refer to strains that demonstrated failure of diagnostic test targets, where there exists clear evidence to suggest a significant reduction in vaccine effectiveness or very low vaccine-induced protection against severe disease. There is also an accompanying rise in disproportionately high number of infections in vaccinated persons. Currently, there is no COVID strain is classified under variants of high concern. Let's refocus on the B.1.1.529 Omicron variant was first reported to WHO from South Africa on 24th November 2021. The observation of increased transmissibility, even to the vaccinated, is due to the large number of mutations, where some of which are concerning at the spike proteins. In the news are some of the headlines following the Omicron strain spread globally. In terms of the responses needed to mitigate the COVID response, enhanced surveillance and sequencing efforts to understand genomic data of the Omicron VOI and diligence in reporting initial cases clusters associated with VOC infection to WHO is important. Such reporting is via notification to WHO under the international health regulations. Countries and public health authorities are enacting a strategic review on the effectiveness of public health and social measures, diagnostic methods, immune responses, antibody neutralization, or other relevant characteristics. From the genomic surveillance point of view, scientists are working on genomic sequencing to decode the genes and learn more about the virus makeup. These efforts help in monitoring the viral evolution with time into new variants. Such work facilitates the understanding of how these morphed changes affect the characteristics of the virus infectivity and transmission. Furthermore, the research data are shared across health authorities and with the World Health Organization. The WHO has published a set of interim guidelines on public health surveillance for various health agencies to adapt based on the evolving health crisis. As we end of our discussion, the importance of each of us in playing our part will help to overcome this pandemic at the earliest possible. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please smash the like button and subscribe to this channel for future updates.